And Friends podcast. I'm Femi. This is
Big Time Mel.
what's up, Big Time Mel? How are you doing?
Super. Thanks for asking.
That's great to hear, man. I didn't do any research on you. I'm not gonna lie. I just didn't feel comfortable internet stalking a woman, trying to figure out their background.
I appreciate that.
Felt fucking creepy. I was like, I was just gonna play this by ear.
I like it.
Yeah, I know of you, but I really don't know you. You feel me?
Well, that's what this is for.
Yeah, the Femi and Friends podcast, making new friends, talking to comedians. How did you get into comedy?
Oh, great question. Thanks so much for asking. So you know what? My whole founding story was I was really into Seinfeld as a kid, and I feel like that really shaped me as a person. And I always thought comedians in general, they have three main qualities. So good comedians are smart,
Okay.
they're brave, and they bring joy to others.
Typically.
Good comedians.
Yeah.
Right. So if you're someone who carries all of those type of characteristics, and I feel like those are characteristics that I have as well, you're one of the best people out there. So it was really that. Then I always had an interest of comedy, and then I actually took comedy classes to see how to write a joke, see if I would be any good at it.
Did you say comedy classes out here?
So my first comedy class that I took was at Second City, back in Chicago. And then after that, I took another comedy class out there. And then when I moved here, I took another comedy class.
Cool.
Just because I like to learn. I don't think they're required, but I like to learn.
Yeah, man. I've never taken a comedy class. Like, low key, I feel like it's kind of a scam, you know? Because, like, there's literature out there on how to write jokes.
You can be self-taught. Yeah, like I
Yeah.
said, not required. But the other thing about it, too, was
Yeah.
it was good to network.
Yeah.
That was really the biggest thing I think I got from any of those classes.
It is the most important thing about doing comedy anywhere, man. Just networking and knowing the right people. Yeah. I mean, I got into comedy because I had nothing else better to do. I was just bored, working minimum wage jobs, talking shit with my friends. I was like, what? I was like, man, I might as well bring this on stage and see what happens.
Yeah, like see if the people like it or if you enjoy doing it too.
It's my favorite thing to do by far. I love going on stage and telling jokes,
Mhm.
right? I love writing jokes when the mood is right. You know, you got to feel it. But everything fucking else I absolutely hate with a violent passion, man. Being friends with people in this scene, not working with motherfuckers, trying to pretend to be all buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know how the game is, bro. You'll have a beer with somebody on a Monday afternoon or Tuesday night. And then Wednesday, you'll hear that they're a fucking monster.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, yo.
Happens all the time.
Happens all the time, man. Especially in Seattle, man. I feel like Seattle is like low key an open air insane asylum.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I would like to know why. I don't know if it's because of the industries out here or what it is, but there has to be a common factor, and me personally, haven't put my finger on it.
I think it's the weather.
Okay.
I think it's just horrible 9 months out of the year.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just muggy, cold, real somber, and you just have to thug it out 9 months out of the year to enjoy 3 months of sunshine.
Mm-hmm.
It's real insufferable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what it is. I think it's maybe people out here obviously don't have like that Midwest niceness that I'm used to. So that's been a little bit different too. But I think it's a factor of a lot of things.
Yeah, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not a real big fan of nice people. I feel like most people are nice as like a coping mechanism. You know what I mean?
Oh, I mean, if you're like genuine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Genuinely nice people are very enjoyable to be around.
Yes.
I think people out here pretend to be nice. You know,
The fakeness is not liked by me. Yes.
it's a solid veneer. You
Mhm.
know, like lacquer, and man, they'll be nice to you, and then they'll talk shit behind your back, stab your back. But that's like the game that we play. You know, you got to rise above it.
That's life in general, though. It's not specific to any industry.
Yeah, life's a hustle. It's a rat race.
Mm-hmm.
You came from Chicago?
Yeah.
How was that like?
Like living there?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, that's where I was born. So that's like all I knew for a majority of my life. So there's more stuff to do out there than here. But there's a lot of things out here that obviously back home doesn't have. So you have to kind of weigh that out. It's not like the safest city to live in. I'm going to, make a big disclaimer about that. But it's very different. I mean, the food is going to be different. There's no nature out there.
Yeah.
So that was a big plus for me moving out here. And I love it. I think it's a great city. I just didn't want to live in one place my whole life.
Yeah. Why is it dangerous in Chicago? Tell the truth.
Yeah. Well, I mean, not that that's not a problem here, but there is a big gang problem over there.
Yeah.
So when you have gangs, then you're going to have drugs, then you're going to have shootings. It's the gangs that are the issue there.
Yeah, I think people kill each other everywhere, though. You know, I mean, Seattle can be a very dangerous place if you're not shaking and moving carefully, man.
Oh yeah, I mean, I thankfully am street smart, so that's helping. I am. Why is that so unbelievable? Look at where I live now.
No, this is not dangerous. This is weird, scary. There's a lot of sex work out here on Aurora.
Yes.
If you don't mind me saying the area, Aurora.
Yeah.
Yeah, but occasionally you'll have like two fucking tennis shoe pimps shoot it out with each other.
Uh-huh.
It's weird. Seattle is a weird place. Seattle is the kind of place where you'll see like a white pimp with cornrows. And like his pimping will be sincere from the bottom of his heart. You just a white man looking at you like, hey, bitch.
Yeah, like it runs deep in his blood.
It's like he feels the pimping.
Yeah, he's like, I was born to do this job.
He can't fight the pimping.
It's just innate within him. He lives and breathes it.
He's trying to conquer these women and subjugate them and convince them into giving him their money, bro.
Dude, I think I was mistaken for a lady of the night last night.
You mean a sex worker?
Yeah. Because I was walking from my car, like down Aurora, and I wasn't wearing anything weird. I had a denim jacket and black pants, and it was 11 o'clock at night because I got off of work late, and I was just minding my own business walking, and then a guy rolled down his window and said hello, and I was like, sorry, and then kept walking. He was mistaken, so it happens.
What color was this pimp?
It was a dark complected male.
A black guy?
Yeah. I don't think he was a pimp. I think he was a customer.
Oh, he was looking for pussy.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. As a black man, from the bottom of my heart, I would like to say this. I don't believe in paying for pussy with money.
How do you pay for it then?
Affection and time.
I was gonna say your time, something.
You gotta just. It's crazy how easy it is to be with women if you're just not an asshole.
Oh yeah, I would agree with that.
It's just like just don't be an asshole. Just don't be an asshole and don't be too broke.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying you got to be a money bags over here, but I mean, you could take her to Olive Garden. I don't think that's breaking the bank over here.
Wait. You wouldn't mind a guy taking you to Olive Garden?
It's not like my first choice, but it's effort.
It's just like it's an Olive Garden.
No, that's the bare minimum. But I'm saying that I would be like, oh, okay, he's trying. How cute.
Like if a girl was like, yo, Femi, let's go to Bahama Breeze.
I've gone to Bahama Breeze.
I'd be like, your father never loved you.
No, I mean, I would like nicer stuff, but if the guy can't afford it and he's taking me somewhere subpar, I'd be like, thank you so much.
I'd rather just go take a girl to get some fucking chicken wings and some
or
fries.
That's fine too.
That's 10 times better than Olive Garden. Olive Garden has stale breadsticks, you know.
It's fake Italian food, yeah.
You can feel the desperation in the air. You can tell like the server is a felon.
Oh yeah, that
on his third strike, he's on his second strike. He's like, I can't afford another one. I don't think people tip at Olive Garden, bro. That's how disgusting the food is.
I do. I always tip, so I can't. You know what I'm trying to say?
I tip 20% everywhere I go.
20%.
Because, you know, motherfuckers gotta eat.
I mean, you're in the industry, you understand.
Yeah.
So, I get that. No, but I think, yeah, I mean, it's all about being mindful too. Like if you remembered, hey, I really liked a certain type of flower, and then you get me that flower. I mean, that's not breaking the bank. I'm sorry. That's something small that you took the time and the effort.
It depends on where you get your flowers at, you know. Like, yo, I went to, like, and this is just a stupid example, you know. Like, on Mother's Day, this is what I do, right? I go to Pike Place Market, and I get there early. That's the trick. That's the thing that people don't understand. When you buy flowers for the women in your life that you love and appreciate, whether that be your girlfriend or your mother, right, or some chick that you're fucking, right? You got to go to Pike Place Market, right? And you got to get there early. You got to get there as early as possible. You know, you got to get there at like 10 a.m. Right? Because all the nice flowers get sold.
Oh, yeah, especially on a day like that, on a holiday.
On a holiday, like, you just go there, you pick up your flowers, you get the fuck out. But you got to pay like $60 for flowers down there, bro.
Well, they upcharge on, because I used to work at Pike Place, so they upcharge on those type of holidays.
Fuck that.
So man, if you got it like the day before and put it in your fridge, you're probably better off. But yes.
Yeah, but you can't. Yeah, actually, that works, man.
Right? That's a tip for all of you at home.
Yeah, we have to listen to women. They'll give you the best advice in regards to being prepared for women.
Yeah, and then you're beating the rush because you went the day before.
Dog, I hate Pike Place Market. I genuinely hate Pike Place Market.
I think it's overhyped. I will say that. I think it is overhyped.
I used to be a tour guide in Pike Place Market.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah. Very cool.
Dog, I used to put on my white man. You know what I mean? And get these fucking white folks feeling all comfortable around me. My favorite group of people to take on tours in Pike Place Market were white women on girls' trips.
Ooh, that had to be fun. That had to be material right there.
Yeah, it's just like, you know how like white girls are with each other?
Yes.
Unfriendly.
Yeah.
Insincere. Very mean-spirited. Right? And I didn't get this, right, until I gave a tour to like 5 or 6 white women that pretended to love each other. Right? I fucking killed the tour, man. I put on my white man like it was a fucking denim jacket. I fucking killed.
Yes.
I even remember their names. It was like Brittany, Stephanie, all the Annies, all the E's. You know what I mean? Fucking killed. And then they started tipping me out cash, cold hard cash.
Damn.
One lady, she gave me $20. I was like, cool, whatever. Money is money. But this is the thing, right? Whenever like white women see one person do a good thing, they try to outdo each other.
Yeah, this is so true though.
Right? They're like, I'm better than Brittany. Fuck Brittany.
Yeah.
Brittany's a bitch. I hate her. Femi, I'm gonna tip you $40.
All right.
And then Alice in the corner, she's like, nah, I'm not gonna let fucking Brittany or Stephanie outdo me. I'm gonna tip this guy $60. Next thing you know, you're walking out with a pocket full of cash, confused. Like, these people don't like me this much.
No, not at all.
This wasn't about me.
Never.
They made it about themselves.
Yeah. They're like, screw Brittany. She was my maid of honor at my wedding, but screw that bitch. You know, it's, yeah, it's just, I get it.
Do you have a lot of female friends? Pause. I'm sorry for saying females. Do you have a lot of woman friends?
I must be politically correct.
Nah, I'm just trying to be a better man for myself.
Good. Honestly, my friends are very diverse. I would say I have an equal amount of women and man friends. And I have friends of all ages and all races. So I'm friends with older people, younger people. It's mixed. It's a mixed bag with me.
Yeah, but I try to be friends with everybody. I think everybody pretends to be friendly though. You gotta feel people out.
Oh yeah, I can tell when someone's fake or not, like right off the bat. So it's pretty easy for me to decide who I want to spend my time with.
That's cool, man. That's cool. Cool.
Yeah, for sure. And then, what else was I gonna say? Yeah, that's why I can't say I'm usually with a gaggle. of white women on the daily. So.
You call them a gaggle, like a group of birds.
Yeah, because that's what they are. If you see them, they're like, no, 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 no.
LaCroix, White Claw. What else do white women love, bro?
You're taking me back. So they probably like, that show Euphoria that I've never seen.
Euphoria. Alternative school kids doing drugs because their parents don't love them.
Yeah, it's just this all day. It's this all day. Okay, I had a story time. I had to work with a group of women yesterday, and one woman made another one cry. This is only like a 4-hour shift. One made another one cry.
Pause.
Yes.
Were these all white women?
Some were half Hispanic, but mostly white women. Yes. Yeah. They would identify as white. And another one called another one a bitch. And I'm like, what? And they're all like in their 30s. Okay.
Yeah.
And
like, this is not adult behavior.
We're at work. I need to go home now. I didn't sign up for any of this. And I'm just like, oh my God. Like, stab me, So it's real. We're not exaggerating.
Dog. That's like my worst nightmare.
Yeah.
Just having to work with a group of white women.
And then the thing is, like, obviously that's what I identify as, because that's like, oh my God, what I am. But I don't like all the stereotypes that go with it, because that's not fair to me. It's not fair to me. You know what I'm saying? And then another thing too is,
why did she cry? If you don't mind me asking.
Who? Because.
Well, like, you don't just cry.
Yeah. Because this one dumb girl, these two girls had a mutual friend, and the mutual friend passed away. So right in the middle of the shift, she's like, did you know so-and-so passed away? And the girl was like, what? And then she went to another room and started crying. So I went to the room and was like, are you okay? Another girl was like, oh, I guess she was close with him. Whatever. I want to be like, bitch, you're the one that made her cry at work. You go console her. I'm doing it because you're a terrible person. It's like, are you dumb?
Timing is everything, man. You don't fucking tell somebody
like,
that
hey,
their
someone
fucking good friend died. Listen, there's appropriate places to cry, man. For example, in your car.
I do that all the time.
Or at your house, man. You don't tell somebody their fucking friend died.
At work.
At work, you piece of shit.
Yeah, terrible person. I don't like her. So terrible person. And I was just like, and she didn't even care that she made her cry. That was the worst part. It's like, you have no empathy.
She's a sociopath.
Yeah.
I think you learned that at the house, man. I think either her dad or her mom was a fucking cunt. You know
probably,
what I mean?
Probably. And then the thing too is like, so you don't have empathy. So for someone that you just made cry. So what else are you doing? What else are you doing? Are you like murdering animals? You know what I mean? Like, are you out here like shooting people? What else are you doing? Because there's something like wrong in your mind. So I don't even want to know what you're capable of.
Yo, man, I'm a delivery driver, right? Mm-hmm. I deliver food to people from this restaurant, and I'll roll up to these people's houses, and I can tell whether or not they're good people based on how they treat their dog. Right?
That's fair.
It's like how you treat animals is a direct reflection on how you treat other human beings. Right?
Correlates.
Because most animals are defenseless for the most part.
Yeah, you have to feed them. You have to keep them alive.
Yeah, you have to try to be a good pet owner. Mm-hmm. I don't get why people say pet parent or all this shit.
Bird mom. Who says that? Crazy mom. People. Yeah.
It's your fault that you can't sustain a child because you lack empathy or your finances aren't on point.
Okay, the second point is me, finances. But yes.
You feel me? Man, I was delivering this food and I knock on the door and this dog comes out and he starts smelling my crotch.
As they do.
I'm not scared. He didn't like run towards me trying to fucking bite me. Mm-hmm. Right? I'm giving this guy his food and this guy just like grabs the fucking dog's like neck, like the nape, right? And he goes, "Get over here, motherfucker." And I was like, yeah, that guy definitely beats his kids.
Oh, 100%.
It's like that guy You get like 6 Coors Lights in him.
Run.
He's gonna be bow. The eggs are running.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, flip out about anything.
Oh,
Why do you even have a dog then? Why? Tell me why.
I think there's 2 reasons why men in particular have dogs, right? Well, really 3 reasons, right? They either have a dog to pick up other women.
Maybe.
Because it's a good icebreaker.
Yeah, okay.
Right, you go to a dog park, you meet a woman, you're like, oh.
Your dog's so cute, blah, blah, blah.
You want to go on a doggy date?
Yeah, some weird shit like that.
Retarded. 2, right? You're a genuinely lonely person. And you just want some sort of companionship in this lonely, cold-ass world.
Yes.
Or 3, you're fucking married, and your spouse is like, I want an animal. And you just have to compromise. You're like, do I get this dog so I can have sex?
It's a reason. I don't know. Yeah, no, they're all valid reasons.
Yeah. That's the only 3 things I can think of off the top of my head.
I mean, I got nothing. I mean, unless you need a guard dog.
Dog, they got guns for that. Dog.
Well, there's like, okay, so like this, like whatever this is called over here, where you can rent like equipment.
Yeah.
Store, whatever. There's a guard dog there that lives there. They have the dog so that people don't steal shit.
Yeah. In Washington State, right? If you're a gun owner, right? You're allowed to have firearms on the premises of your business.
Yes, correct.
You don't even have to tell anybody about it. You can conceal carry all that shit, right? So like, man, you know what would scare a fucking dope fiend? A shotgun.
Yeah, pew.
You don't even have to point. Just pull it out. Just like, hey man, don't steal my shit, son.
Yeah, that would scare me.
You're just trying to fucking steal my my paver. You're trying to steal my set of impact drivers.
Not anymore.
Not anymore, man.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, man, a guard dog. I don't want a guard dog. You get a guard dog. You gotta feed it some crazy shit like gunpowder, just so he could stay ready at all times.
Yeah. And again, some people have dogs for hunting.
Dogs.
Yeah, that's how I say it. For hunting. I mean, they use them. I'm talking about work purpose. Or like, I don't know, some dogs herd sheep, for example. Then there's police dogs. So some dogs have jobs. Or emotional support animals. We didn't even support animals. Emotional support animals. We didn't even talk about that.
Emotional support, man.
There's dogs like that. You know.
I'm not gonna lie. An emotional support animal is a reasonable animal to have if you cannot afford therapy.
Or maybe you need an animal because like you're in a wheelchair or something and they kind of like help you, you know.
That's a service animal.
That's service animal, yeah.
There's a difference between emotion. You can have an emotional support animal because
you have anxiety.
Your anxiety. Yeah. Not even that's a real like that's not. Can you have an emotional support animal? Yeah, if a like therapist signs off on it, yeah. Then that's a service animal.
Yeah, it could be. It could be under the same umbrella.
I feel like when you have an emotional support animal, you're just autistic.
That's also a reason.
That's like purely autistic. You can tell. You know what I mean? So you can tell when somebody's just got to like a little bit of it. You know what I mean?
Of the tism, yeah.
Yeah, man. Like you're like, oh, like you ever talk to a person whose eyebrows don't move?
You know what? I haven't thought about it enough to give you an answer.
Yeah, when you talk to a person whose eyebrows don't move, you're like, damn.
Maybe they got Botox.
You're like, damn, man. Damn. There must have been heavy metals in your baby formula.
Yes. Or Botox. But yes. Do my eyebrows move? Are they moving?
A little bit.
Okay, then I didn't overdo it.
You ever just like Elon Musk? I know Elon Musk doesn't have eyebrows that move, man. Like low key, Elon Musk has like the skin of like a lesbian. You know what I mean? Like it's
lesbo skin.
Lesbo skin. You know what I mean? It's just like real tight.
Yeah.
Like you can tell that he uses all the moisturizers and creams, but he tries to play it off like he is, and he's like, I'm still tough. I know how to change my oil.
But he's not.
But he's not, bro.
Yeah.
He's the least masculine man I've ever seen in my fucking life, man. This guy has 13 kids.
I was gonna say he's got a lot of kids,
and he doesn't take care of any of them.
That's the worst.
I saw a video of him where he was at a rally, right? And he put one of his kids on his shoulders, right? And he had a bulletproof vest on, right, underneath his like clothing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't just like walk around with a bulletproof
No.
vest. You're telling people where to shoot.
Yeah, you're like, actually not here, but here.
Like here, I'm gonna put a suit jacket and a dress shirt over it. You know? And I was like, dude, you're just having a kid just in case, man. So you can just wave the gun in front of the.
That's the real shield.
Wave the baby in front of the shooter.
Yeah.
Hey, man, that's a great deterrent, man. I'm not gonna lie. You know, if I wanted to kill somebody and they started waving their kid in front of me, I'd be like, fuck.
I know. Why didn't I think of that? Nah.
Oh man, I'm not gonna lie. Watching this presidencies, it's been very anxiety inducing.
Oh yeah, it can make you crazy. It totally can if you fixate on it too much.
Yeah, you just gotta watch that shit from a distance.
Yeah, with one eye open.
I saw a clip where this interviewer asked Trump what his concessions were with Canada. They were like, "Hey, well, what do you want?"
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, "Friendship."
What?
I don't think Donald Trump knows how to read, man.
Probably not.
He seems like the illiterate kind of guy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if you gifted him a book, he would re-gift it to somebody else. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. He'd be like, "Meh, not for me."
He's like, "I don't read. That's not my thing.
I don't need to.
I got people to tell me information." I'm like, so you don't practice critical thinking skills
Probably not.
on like a real basis? I barely read. I try to read a little bit. You know what I mean?
Good.
I'm not reading a fucking book a week like some fucking savage.
No, you have like a life.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
like, you know, I'll sit in front of a book for like 30 minutes
That's
every
not
day,
bad.
every other day. Because, you know, you got to practice. You know, you lose what you don't use, man. And if you don't exercise critical thinking skills on
What?
I'm sorry, it's just a parakeet. Man.
Oh yeah, sorry. If you guys can hear my parakeet.
She has a parakeet. She's a bird person.
Yeah, he's in the other room, but that's the best I can do.
You lose it. Just for the podcast, do you think that birds are real?
This one is.
That's a conspiracy theory.
I know. This one for sure is.
You know how fucking retarded you have to be like, you know what? Birds aren't real. You gotta be out your damn fucking mind. This is when I knew birds were real, right? It took me 28 years. I always knew birds were real, but you know what I mean? You have to see some shit in action. You know, you gotta be a participant in nature.
Of course.
I saw, and this is the coldest shit I've ever seen in my life when it came to nature, right? I saw 3 birds attack 1 bird, right? And I was like, oh,
that's terrible.
Cool. I've seen crows fight, but like a scrap is a scrap. You know what I mean? That's mutual combat. Mutual combat happens in nature all the fucking time.
Yeah, fighting over food. I got that.
So this one bird beats up one of the 3 birds, and they run, and that bird runs, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then the 2 birds started running a train on this duck.
Whoa.
Yeah, I was like, because at first it was entertaining, like, oh, duck fight.
Uh-huh.
And then you're like, whoa.
Uh-huh.
And dog, I was like, listen, I'm not going to stand by and watch that shit. I had to intervene.
Because you're a good man. Uh-huh. Go on.
Not because I'm a good man. Well, maybe. Who knows? I felt guilty.
So you have empathy. Okay.
If guilt makes you a good man, then the fucking bar is low.
Hey, it's better than nothing. Go
Better
on.
than nothing, dog.
Uh-huh.
I was like, I got to intervene, man. I got to stop this shit right now.
Mm-hmm.
I got in my car and I started driving towards the direction of the birds. Usually when you drive into the direction of birds, they disperse.
They're supposed to. Nope. Okay.
This bird was giving me direct eye contact, right? This bird didn't move an inch. She was just like, ah! Quack, quack, ah!
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't do anything about this.
Mm-mm.
I can't. What happens if I yank the birds apart?
Don't know.
Yeah, I could kill both birds by accident, bro.
Easily.
I just had to let nature take its course. I didn't want to, but fuck,
Mm-hmm.
I had to. It was a very absurd and traumatizing experience.
It sounds like it.
Yeah, man. Animals are unscrupulous and relentless. You know.
They kind of have to be for survival, though.
Yeah, you know. No, talking about birds. You got anything interesting to say? I don't want to keep on carrying this conversation.
I always have interesting things to say. So in terms of living here, just moved into this apartment at the beginning of April.
Okay.
So that's been an adjustment. I like it so far. It's just the people upstairs keep making noise at all hours of the night.
What kind of noise? Like sex noise, dance noise?
All of the above, my friend. So they'll play like their mariachi music. They've gotten in trouble enough times for that, so they stopped doing that. Then I can hear when they're banging. Okay, fine, whatever. Like, that's life. I can live with that. Then they're just up all hours of the night, hammering, walking around, like, you know. So I'm not sure if they're moving out because so many complaints have been happening about them. So other than that, it's fine here. The homeless people outside don't bother me at all. The ladies of the night, I support women making money.
Yeah,
so that's
man.
fine.
I think we need to democratize sex work. I think the only reason why sex work is illegal in America, at least like street sex work, which is like the lowest rung of sex work out there compared to any other forms of sex work, is because like they have all these sorts of drugs to prevent transmissible diseases.
True.
I think it's all respectability politics, and the fact that like women selling their bodies democratizes women, like their ability to make money, you know.
Well, it makes women make money.
Yeah, like that's her money. She earned that money by herself. You know what I mean?
Correct.
Like that's her money. Like she didn't have to depend on a man for that for the most part. She had to depend on a man as a customer.
That's different.
But that's different, you know?
Yeah.
She didn't have to file an application, make a white guy feel comfortable about himself, play into his ego and self-esteem. It's like she got it out the mud. She's a hustler, baby.
Yeah.
That's her money.
That's why I don't have an issue with it, because it's women making money, and like she's hopefully choosing to do that. Right?
Yeah.
We don't know everyone's situation, but hopefully she is, and if that's what you want to do, it doesn't impact my day, is what I'm saying.
Me either, man. I don't like pimps though.
No, that's that part I totally don't like.
I don't like men that go out of their way to manipulate others into to making money. I feel the same way about pimps as I do used car salesmen.
There's not too much of a difference.
They're just fucking. I used to be a used car salesman, right? And I'm not gonna lie, man. It's just scum of the earth work.
Yeah.
You know?
Can't be rewarding.
No, in fact, it's quite the opposite, man. When I used to sell cars, I wasn't even a real car salesman. Technically, I was a fucking loan officer.
Oh, okay. Got it.
So I would just process people's personal data on the computer and try to help them secure a loan.
Okay.
I'd be like, I got all their information. I'm going to send it to this person over here. They're going to send it over to the banks, man. And like, dog, when I was selling cars, I would get the most desperate people. Like people that are down fucking bad. One time I sold a car to a lady fresh off of not even fresh, like a year off of a divorce. Right? And she was just depressed. So she just laid in bed all day. Her car got repossessed. She was going to work, but she wasn't paying her bills on time. And it got to the point that if she didn't have a car, she wouldn't be able to do her job.
Right.
And I was able to get her a car.
Nice.
With her son as a co-signer. And I got her like a 2020 Toyota Camry.
Okay.
And her car note was, just guess what her car note was.
$800 a month. I don't.
Yeah, it was like $729 a month.
Not great.
Like I was fucking her financially. Like I sold her a car I knew she wouldn't be able to afford with her own income.
Yeah.
And dog, this is when I knew I was the bad guy, bro. She hugged me.
Oh.
She was like, "Thank you. You fucking saved my life."
But not really.
And I was like, "Oh, this is how people just stay poor forever."
Because they don't understand. They don't understand how to how to keep the money they have, clearly.
And how to just like utilize credit, man.
No, it's sad. It really is. It's
Duh.
just lack of education and understanding on it.
Dog, one time, this is when I knew I had to quit selling cars, man. One time, I sold a car, right?
Mm-hmm.
I attempted to sell a car, excuse me. I attempted to sell a car to this guy, right? His name was like Steve or Rob, whatever the fuck that motherfucker's name was. And he comes in with his wife, mm-hmm. and you have to lie to these people to get him in through the front door. It's like, yeah, I can get you in a car. And I lied to him. And I was like, man, we're going to have to pull a cosigner, right? And he calls his mom, and his mom isn't answering. She's isn't answering. And I was like, okay, call your brother. And he calls his brother. And his brother was like, mom's in the hospital, man. Her blood sugar spiked. Yeah, man. We don't know if she's going to make it through the day.
Jeez, okay.
And he just starts falling apart in the dealership. He was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? And my coworker just touches his arm and he goes like this. So I'm very sorry about what's happening with your mom right now. Mm-hmm. Right? Hopefully she pulls through the day. But in the meanwhile, would you like to use your brother as a cosigner?
Oh my God. No, he didn't.
Yeah, it's shameless shit.
That's what I'm saying with the lack of empathy.
And he says, it's the worst thing. He says, my brother has bad credit too. Why do you think I called my mom?
Oh no, the icing on the cake.
And I was like, Doug, I can't. I don't have the heart for this.
No.
This feels like selling crack in the 80s, bro. You're just breaking people's hearts, manipulating them. Selling cars was the only job I ever had where I would walk into work and think to myself, when's somebody going to shoot up this place?
Is it today or tomorrow?
Like,
it's happening. It's happening.
I had that happen. I had a coworker. He carried a pistol to work. He was like, hey man, you never know. And I was like, I get it, dog.
Yeah.
Somebody tried to sell my mom a car for $700 a month. I would want to shoot this place up too.
Yeah.
Have you only worked service jobs?
No, actually, my first job was a grocery store. You know, when I was in school, I did that for 7 years. And then I was a bank teller for 2 years. Horrible job.
What was it like being a bank teller?
Boring. It's boring. It's stuffy. It was just a dead time in my life. And then I worked in...
Did you ever steal any money?
Me? No.
Do you ever have coworkers that try to steal any money?
Not that I know of, no.
I feel like working a job is like at a bank is the perfect way to steal money. Because like there's not a lot of it, but there's so much of it where like I don't think anybody would like assume like $100 going missing. $20.
Well, it goes on your record basically if like your drawer is short.
But you can be like, oh, that's a clerical error.
But then if you have enough of those, they're going to fire you.
You just need like two, like, you know, like 3 strikes baseball, you know, just steal money twice and then just chill out for like a year or two.
Yeah. It's a long game for sure. If you're going to do it that way. And then my professional job that I had, I did HR for 5 years, which was horrible. Never again.
Tell me a really good HR story.
There were so many. I mean, there's just so many where like...
Tell me your favorite too.
Oh God, where like, you know, people are dating that aren't supposed to be dating. They're sleeping with so-and-so and then they're getting paid more.
I want specifics. I want the tea.
It's just stuff like that. It's like literally like this one chick, I know she was sleeping with the CEO and then he gave her whatever she wanted. She's like, I need an at-home computer, desktop, blah, blah, blah. And he would just give her everything. And I had to like order it and couldn't tell anybody about it. Like dumb shit like that. Then this other guy, it's the same guy. This one guy was really fucked up. The CEO, he had like a bad drinking problem. He'd come to the company parties, slosh.
Shit-faced.
Yeah, and it was just like seriously, and then I have to like make sure people are in line when you're the example. Crazy stuff like that. Crazy.
What kind of company was it?
That company was a digital marketing company.
Ooh.
Yeah. and it was all like young people, which was good and bad. We had really like killer happy hours, but then it was really weird for me because I have to be like the fun one putting the happy hours together, but then I also have to like fire you and write you up. So like, who am I? And these were all people like my age. We were all in our 20s.
Yeah.
So no one really took me seriously, which was unfortunate. And that's so like, maybe that's a past version of me, but HR now, that totally doesn't make sense based on the type of person I am now. So
You seem like the policing type.
Thanks.
You got like the demeanor and the voice for it.
I can be if it's needed. It's not to be a bitch. It's more just like if that's the role I'm in.
That's the role you had to play, man. You had to be Karen. You had to play the Karen.
I don't think it was a Karen. It was more like I'm doing this for the betterment of everybody, and they wouldn't see it that way. I was like, hey, if you guys don't fuck up, then the company makes more money, and then we can have like more perks. But they didn't see it that way. I was doing it really for them, but you have to follow rules. If you're
selfless job.
Yeah, and I was always the bad guy when really I was trying to make things better for people, and I'm like, obviously this role isn't for me.
What's the strangest reason as to why you had to fire somebody?
The strangest reason, it was always like legitimate stuff. Sometimes it was just, hey, the boss was like, I don't like this person. I just don't
find
like
a reason.
them. Yeah, I don't like them, and other people don't like them, and they're causing a ruckus type of deal. So we're just gonna have to get rid of them. And then those people can obviously file for unemployment because that's not a real reason, just because I don't like you. It just wasn't fair. And I had to do things like I didn't want to do.
Did anybody ever like cry in front of you while you were firing them?
Yeah.
You're like, I don't know how I'm going to pay my rent.
And it's just like, it's not really coming from me. It's coming from above me. And I'm just the one that's kind of really helping you out with getting Cobra or, you know what I'm trying to say? Things like that. And it's like, I'm not making the decision here. I'm just the one that has to do it.
Have you ever fired anybody over Zoom?
No. I did HR and stuff before the pandemic.
Damn.
Yeah.
I feel like, because this is how they fire you in like most businesses, right? They don't tell you anything. They're just like, hey, hey, Phil, I want to talk to you in this private room. And then you just see the head of HR, and it's like Goodfellas. You know how like, know how when I forgot the character's name. You're Italian.
Ray Liotta?
No, Joe Pesci.
Joe Pesci. Okay.
You know how like when Joe Pesci was about to get like put on the books in the mafia, they walked him into that back room. He had the suit on. And then they blew his fucking brains out.
Yes.
That's what it's like getting fired.
Yeah. From a standpoint. Yeah.
From an emotional standpoint. Because you're not walking into the situation knowing the facts.
No.
You're just getting smoked.
Yeah. And I want to make a big disclaimer. I've been fired multiple times.
I don't think you've worked a real job until you've been fired.
Yeah. Multiple times I've been fired. And it was petty shit. Like, oh, your productivity, or, oh, we found someone who's more qualified, or whatever it was. And it's just kind of like, okay.
Yeah. Low key, I don't think you've like lived a good life until you've been fired. I got fired from the Space Needle.
For why?
Being bad at my job.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I deserved it. But I was like, man, fuck the Space Needle. This isn't a real job.
No.
I had a coworker. I forgot his name, but he was an Iraqi dude, and he was a part of the 04 invasion, right?
Oh, wow.
So like he was like helping these soldiers like destroy his country.
Damn.
He didn't know that at the time, though. He thought they were going to kick out Saddam Hussein.
Okay, he didn't know. All right.
And then things were going to become democratic, but that's not how the American war machine works. You know what I mean?
No.
You're just trying to fucking displace whoever's in power at the time and then reap all the resources and the benefits of the country. You know, some real imperialistic shit. It's fucking evil. But he helped them in the invasion, right? And so he's seen and experienced a lot of shit. And one day, it was my first day.
Oh my God.
It was my first day working there, right? And I'm on an elevator, right? There was like some cute lady that was also on the elevator that was working there. And it was him. And I was like, hey, how are you doing? She was like, I'm good. And then all of a sudden, he was like, hey, man, you know what it's like to get blown up in an IUD?
You're like, no, not at all, actually.
And I just had to sit in that awkward silence for 20 floors.
Just like boom, boom,
Bam,
boom.
bam. And when you're working the service entrance, the service like parts of the Space Needle, the elevator is significantly slower than all the two elevators meant for customers and guests.
Okay.
So we're just having to sulk in this silence. It's like this guy really just told us that he got blown up by an IUD and that he's still here.
And now he's working at the Space Needle.
I wish he wasn't here right now. I wish that IED did its fucking job. I probably would have had a cooler boss.
Yeah.
If that IED worked.
Yeah, if the IUD worked, he wouldn't have been here ever at all.
IUDs, they serve the same purpose.
They both kill people, yeah.
You said that.
I mean,
I did it.
They do.
Cancel Femi. That shit was nuts, man.
Oh no.
I didn't realize how like gun crazy Americans were until I worked at the Space Needle, man. People would really try to go up 20 floors with pistols on them.
Like, why though?
Because they're like, hey, man, I got to be ready for anything.
Okay.
If you wanted to be ready for anything, why would you go fucking 150 feet up in the air?
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
So you could just see the skyline and take a picture for your Facebook post?
Yeah, I guess so.
Stupid son of a bitch. That and like cops. Cops are the worst people, in my personal opinion. Because cops don't believe that laws apply. Laws and rules apply to them, right?
They never. Yeah, they don't.
They don't.
They don't. I'm agreeing with that because there was I went on a date with a cop. I remember, and
ooh, tell us what.
I've been on a couple dates with cops, but
tell us all about the dates with the police.
Okay, they don't think the rules apply to them because one of them, he was driving me back home and he was blowing every single stop sign.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why are you blowing every single stop sign? And he's like, well, I'm not going to get a ticket. And I'm like, oh no, you could just kill somebody.
He's like, I'm a part of the biggest gang in the motherfucking city. You ever fuck a cop?
No.
I respect that.
Yeah. No, I have morals and standards.
No pussy for the police.
I like that. No pussy for the police. 2025.
Fuck the police, man.
But no, they don't think the rules apply to them. And it's just kind of like, really, you of all people should be following the rules because that's like your whole
that's your
thing,
job,
right? That's like the whole thing. But if they don't want to believe that, that's on them. That's on them.
Fucking fascists.
Mm-hmm. So they do. I mean, I hate to say that, but I saw it in action.
Dog, I would have a cop pull up on me, right? Off duty.
Mm-hmm.
Off duty cops, on duty cops, they dress the same way, bro. They look like, real tactical.
Yes, that's
real
so
tactical.
True.
They're like
ready for anything.
It's like I got cargo pants just to stay ready for anything. I got cargo pants because I don't want to put on a belt. You feel me? And they fucking have the fucking 5'11" hat on. They're like, yo, what a spot for a patch. It's always a spot for a patch. And they would come in with like a neoprene jacket.
Mm-hmm.
And they'd be like, yo, man, I can't let you up in here with this gun. And they're like, what? I'm the police. And you'd be like, yeah, but we also have a policy here that nobody's allowed to carry firearms. And this is a private business. Mm-hmm. And you have to obey the rules of a private business, especially you, officer, that's off duty.
Yeah. And
then I would just tell him the truth. I'm like, hey, man, you can stash your gun in the bushes, man. Who cares?
That's off premise.
That's off premise. Even on premises, what am I going to do? Search around the bushes and look for a pistol?
No.
That's not my fucking job.
No.
And they'd be like, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. But the cops are sneaky, man. This is what cops do. All right, they'll be like, "Oh man, I'm gonna take the gun off premises," and you'd be like, "Don't do that."
No, that's what you shouldn't do. Actually,
they would start winking at you like, "I'm gonna take the gun off."
I'd be like, "Are you having a stroke?"
And then they'll come back, and you can't pat a cop down.
No,
you can't fucking frisk. You know what happens if you try to frisk a cop?
What?
They'll arrest you.
Ah.
Citizens arrest.
Of course.
Or they'll shoot you.
Either way, it's not a great outcome.
What? Why'd you go out with the police? That's the topic.
Oh, we were set up. I was set up.
You had friends that were out here fucking the police?
No, it was a girl I used to be friends with, and she would cut his hair, and he was like boo-hooing about how he's single, and he's like, I want a girl who's like this and this and this, and she's like, well, my friend Mel is this and this and this. So we got set up. That's what it was. And it was like also like, oh, by the way, he's also a cop.
Gross, man.
Mm-hmm.
Man, getting set up on dates.
Well, I'm glad that's over, but
not the move.
The thing is, the people that I used to get set up with, I would tell my friends, I'd be like, do you really think this would be a type of person that I would like? Like, do you think this lowly of me that you think that this is someone I would want to spend my time with? Because if so, you don't know me at all.
Maybe they just thought you wanted some dick.
But I mean, that's not hard to find. I don't need to be set up to do that. You know, they were looking like, oh, she wants to date this type of person. And I'd be like, no.
Yeah, man. I would never fuck the police. Even if she had a fat ass, bro, I would never fuck the police.
Because you have standards.
Yeah, and I actually value my life, man.
Good.
You know, like half. I'll say this, half of... And this is gonna offend people. I think half of all cops are like either physically or emotionally abusive to their spouses.
It does happen. It does happen. I hate to say this.
And the craziest, because like cops know, man. If you see crazy shit all the time,
they have stressful jobs,
and you're not going to a therapist. And if going to a therapist means that you might be taken off your job because they're like, yo, this guy's emotionally disturbed, you're not gonna fucking seek help.
No, it's sad.
You're going to seek that bottle in your spouse. You're going to be like, you don't know what I've seen, bitch.
Mm-hmm. It's too common.
It's yeah.
It is.
And what you going to do? What you going to do when your spouse is a cop that beat you?
Who are you going to go to?
Call the police? You're going to call the cops?
Yeah.
You're going to call his best friend?
That's
on the force? You're fucked.
Yeah. That's the worst. You can't get out.
Imagine you got a fucking female cop. Damn it. You have a woman cop. Mm-hmm. All right. And she's just sprung off the dick. And you're like, this woman is as toxic as a man. Mm-hmm. And I need to get this person out of my life. Mm-hmm. What are you going to do? Leave her on red? Ghost her? She can just go to work, put your fucking phone number in a computer, find you.
Mm-hmm. Easy.
How are you going to combat that? You can't. You're fucked.
Don't know.
Now you're just fucking watching over your shoulder for the rest of your life because some crazy cop is infatuated with you. Mm-mm.
Don't want none of that.
I'd rather pay for sex than date a cop.
Again, standards.
Yeah, but like that. I mean, technically, the bar is low.
It is, but it's,
You know what I mean? I'm not on the ground. I'm like a pebble up.
Yeah, you're a pebble up. I like that. I like that.
Man, you really did. I still can't get over that. You're just like, yo, oh man, I'll go on a date with a cop.
Dude. It was like, well, he's all these things and BTW. We only went on 2 dates and I was like, you know what? I'm good.
You went on 2 dates?
I'm good with this one.
You didn't learn your lesson after the first date?
I should have.
Shame on you.
I know. It's a long time ago. I've progressed since then.
Yeah, but what's the worst date you went on in Seattle?
Oh boy. Jeez-a-loo. I think just like with the socially awkward people.
That's autism.
Yeah. Oh, same thing. Yeah. Where they just have like really, really strong opinions that I don't agree with, and they're not even willing to hear the other person out.
Can I have an example?
Okay, sure. So there was one guy. I mean, they always work in tech, right? And he was just kind of like, oh, you want to go on a date? And I was like, okay, like he seemed nice. I don't really know you. Okay, cool. We got like pizza, something like this, right? And then he's like, okay, do you want to hang out again? I'm like, no, like I don't want to waste your time. I'm not really interested. All right. And then he
said that to you?
No, I said that to him.
Okay.
I said, I'm not interested. Like, I don't want to waste your time. No, thank you. Okay. I'm being honest with you. You want me to lead you on? I'm not doing that. So I said, no, I'm not interested. And then he was just kind of like, well, I feel like you led me on and blah, 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 blah. I said,
off of a date?
I said,
off of one date.
One date. That was it.
Bullshit.
I said, I went to get pizza with you and now I'm not leading you on because I said, I don't want to see you again. What am I wrong?
No, you're fucking. I think. I think there's a there's an epidemic of emotionally sensitive men
Mm-hmm.
that are incapable of taking rejection,
Yes, that's what it was.
and I think there's like a new wave of women that are financially and emotionally secure,
Mm-hmm.
right? And when you put bitch ass people and real ass women on the same plane and they intersect, bad things happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
that's just the game.
Yeah, it's scary because it's like, what would have been the alternative? Me continuing to hang out with you, wasting your time and money, and truly leading you on when I'm not interested? That's the alternative.
Yeah. What did he say specifically where you were like, never again?
Oh, I just was like, not interested. Like, he seemed very inexperienced. He was a little bit younger than me. He just seemed like he didn't really. I don't even know if you've ever even had a girlfriend before. Just the way he was acting, like he just seemed like really like he didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah, man. Girlfriends are work, man. I've never had a serious girlfriend in my life. I just fucked around. You know what I
Have you
mean?
had like short-term relationships?
If sex, does that count?
No, I mean like a relationship, but it's just like a month or so.
Like, we're just like
Just fucking around.
fucking around.
Okay.
Right? I just like. How do I articulate this while not trying to sound like a piece of shit? I think relationships are work.
They are work.
They are work.
100%.
And the best kind of work is fulfilling.
Mm-hmm.
You're happy. You enjoy it. I just think that relationships with most women are insufferable. Like especially when you start mixing sex and feelings into the equation, and you're like, oh, this person's being possessive of me, or you catch yourself being possessive of another person, and then you got to be like, you can't do that because you're gonna push them away. You got to let motherfuckers live.
Do you think it's because you haven't met the right person?
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I do. Yeah, no, I'm not going to waste my time and energy on someone who's not worth it. I'd rather be single.
I'd rather be single.
Yeah, no, totally. Because it is work. But if I'm in a relationship with you, I signed up for the job. And so did he. We signed up for the job because it's work. It's my time. It's all these things. I thought you were worth my time.
I think most people don't perceive it that way, though. I think most people just enter into relationships because they're afraid of being lonely.
That's sad.
It's pathetic.
That's sad. I've been single for years in a row because I didn't find anyone that I wanted to give that much time to.
Yeah.
So I have no problem being alone. Yeah. So that's a totally different story.
Like, dog, I could just sit in a corner by myself, watch some Netflix, read a book, write a joke.
And you're honest about it, because if there's someone that you're just fucking around with, if you made that agreement in the beginning and said, hey, don't expect anything out of it, and she's seriously cool with that, that's okay.
I'm not that transparent all the time.
That I disagree with. As long as you're transparent, it's okay.
I'm not looking at her and explicitly being like, I don't want to be in a relationship with you. I'm just feeling things out.
Oh, if you're just like dating and you're just like getting to know someone, but once you know yourself, I don't want a relationship with this person, I just want to fuck around with them, then you should tell them. Because then you're wasting someone's time, then you're leading somebody on. That's what I'm saying. As long as you're on the same page, do whatever you want to do. People are adults, but you should be on the same page.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you can't really argue with that.
I can't argue with that.
No. That's why I don't hate on people, but just like, be honest. That's all. Just be honest.
I'll keep it real with you. I think in 2025, honesty is a little overrated.
Well, I'm a very honest person.
I'm an honest person too, but I think it's overrated. I think most people aren't prepared for honesty. That's
too bad for them.
You're like, ugh.
Because I can take what I dish out. If I ask for an honest opinion for somebody, like, I'm not going to shit on you. I'm not going to shit on you when you're giving me the honest opinion because I asked for it.
I think honesty without any semblance of empathy is catastrophic.
Well, you got to, if you're being honest with me, you got to do it for a good reason. Like, if I look awful in an outfit, say, hey, Mel, I really think you look bad in that outfit, and I'm saying that to you because I don't want you to look like a fool. That's being nice.
So you're telling me if your boyfriend...
Yes.
I'm not going to mention his name.
Don't.
Because that's weird.
Yeah.
if your boyfriend, if you want, let's say you're like, oh, let's go shopping, and you convince them, and you're like, yeah, and you saw an outfit that you fucking loved, you fucking loved with all your heart. You're like, oh, this is me.
Keep going.
And you're like, look at me.
Yeah.
Just parading and gallivanting around in a showroom. And you're like, how do I look?
Yeah.
And you're smiling and you're happy. You want him? You want him to tell you the truth?
Yes.
Even if it's like,
yes. If he's like, hey, that looks awful on you. Because there's things that do look good on me. It doesn't mean I'm an awful looking person. It means this outfit doesn't suit me, because not everything's going to, right? I would be like, you know what? Thank you for your honest opinion. And then I got to think, do I truly like it? If I truly like it, I'm probably going to keep wearing it, to be honest with you.
Now I got to ask homeboy.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask him this question. I'm going to be like, do you tell the truth?
I feel like he does, but I'm not him, so I don't know.
Dog, I think you have to be very selective about the truth with people. I think sometimes the truth is the most appropriate thing to tell people, to express. Sometimes you just need to shut the fuck up.
Oh yeah, I mean, you can bite your tongue. If this is another thing too. If he's saying that to me, I ask for his opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could see an outfit looks terrible on a friend, and if she didn't ask my opinion, but if she asked my opinion, I'm going to say it. That's a different story.
Yeah, man. I respect that.
I mean, you asked.
Of course, man. I'd lie.
I could see that coming from you.
I'd lie. Because you gotta choose your battles, man.
Well, I've been told multiple times that I'm overly honest, and I'm okay with that.
It's like, man. Sometimes you just want to have an easy day, man.
If you don't want to get involved, don't get involved.
I'm just sitting in the corner, just like.
Not today. Not today, bro.
I'm gonna lie. I'm gonna lie through my teeth today, man. I got a rule, man. There's only two groups of people that I will lie to, right, wholeheartedly, without batting an eye. The police.
I knew you were gonna say that.
And women,
I knew you were gonna say that too. That's exactly what I would have guessed.
Sometimes you just gotta enjoy your freedom, bro.
But you're someone that I would be like, yeah, he probably is lying. Like, I could tell you were lying. Do you know what I'm saying?
I can lie through my teeth, man.
But I feel like I would know that you are.
I don't think you would. I don't think you wouldn't. And I'm saying respect. I'm saying that respectfully. Like, when I turn it on, I'm fucking.
You're a pro.
I'm like, hey, man.
This ain't your first day on the job.
Are there any drugs in the car?
Nah.
This time, no.
Ask me tomorrow.
Ask me tomorrow at 4:00 in the afternoon. I'll tell you the truth. Ask me when you're off duty.
Yeah. Then we can have a real conversation,
Do you love me? I'm trying.
Wow. That's a response that won't get you in trouble.
It's like, I'm trying.
Help me get me there.
Yeah.
Help me. I just need help.
Yeah. But you can't help everybody.
No, you can't. Nor do I want to. Some people are beyond it. Come on now. Man. They can't help themselves. How am I going to help you?
Yeah, man. Sometimes you just get, it's like, yeah, it just is what it is. I'll do 5 more minutes and then I'll cut this podcast.
Then we're cutting it.
5 minutes.
All right. Any final questions for BTM?
What's BTM?
Me.
Oh shit, man. Sorry, dog. I don't know your initials, motherfucker.
You know my name.
And to be honest with you, I interviewed you because I just needed a white woman on the podcast. I told you this.
You did tell me this, and then you're like, I need a woman, and I'm like, Femi, you've had 2 women on your podcast already.
Yeah. Well, we need more women. We need more representation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't.
Because I don't want to just interview men all the time. That's fucking weird.
It's a little weird. Yeah, and then I never like to be called a female comedian, right? I'm just a comedian.
Have I ever called you a female comedian?
No, I'm just saying in general. I'm not talking about you. I'm just saying in life. Because let's get real. It's not the 1920s anymore.
I need me a female comedian.
You know? And then, so no, it's good to have a diverse crew of people that you're interviewing for sure.
Yeah, my first interview was with a sex worker.
Yeah, maybe. Did you see her when you were coming to my place? Did you run into her? I mean, this has got to be her watering hole, I'm guessing.
I don't disclose that kind of information with anybody.
Maybe.
Yeah, that we gotta protect the innocent.
Oh yeah, I know. That's why she was in disguise.
Yeah, man, we don't. Femi don't drop names. Femi don't cooperate. Yeah, man.
He's not a rat. Hell
I didn't say that, man. Femi don't snitch.
No, hell no.
Stop snitching, man. That's the campaign. That should be the campaign slogan of 2028. Because there's going to be a lot of people getting wrapped up in federal indictments in Trump's cabinet, man.
I smell it.
They got Pete Hegseth. He's the DUI hire.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They got Kash Patel. He's in charge of the FBI. I'm kind of happy that Kash Patel is in charge of the FBI because he's grossly negligent and incompetent at his job. And if there's one thing the FBI always does, it's target black people. So you want the guy that's the worst at targeting black people to target black people, man. In this instance, it's an Indian guy.
Just so happens to be.
Fuck yeah, man.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I saw Patty Murray grill Kash Patel at like a Senate hearing. And she was like, do you have a annual fiscal budget for 2025 for the FBI? And he was like, I'll get to that. I'll get
Coming
to that
soon.
when I can. And she was like, no, how are you supposed to make a fucking federal budget if you can't do your job? And he was like, I'm in the cabinet, baby. Stop me if you can.
What you gonna do about it?
What the fuck are you gonna do about it? Dude, I wish I had that much institutional power. They would never have a black man like me have that much institutional power. You know what I want to be the head of?
What?
The CIA.
Why?
Just to see all the fucked up secrets, see all the coups and all the socialist countries that got overthrown that we never knew about. All the assassinations. I think America would be a post-racial nation the moment that we have a black head of the CIA. Because there's never been a black head of the CIA.
I didn't know that.
Not a single one. Let me tell you what happens, bro. It's like you become the head of the CIA, and maybe in a couple terms after that, maybe a presidential term or two, you become the president. George Bush Sr. is George Walker. Sorry.
Yeah.
George W. Bush.
Got it.
He was the head of the CIA.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he helped smuggle cocaine into America. Yeah, man. Who else famous that was a head of... Let's Google that.
Yo, the more you know, with like the little flying star.
Yeah, man.
We're educating you.
Let's hop on Chat GPT.
Yeah. So then head of CIA, then president.
Yeah, dog.
That's how it works. No, but I didn't know that about George W. Yeah, but it totally pans out.
Oh, only one president, man.
Now you know.
Now you know.
Confirmed it.
Yeah, George H.W.
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 So
excuse me.
H.W. was senior.
Yeah, senior.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. First time.
H.W. Yeah. Dog. Imagine, and you know all the illegal shit that they're doing behind closed doors that isn't getting funded by the government is getting funded by illegal clandestine activities.
Okay, so Illuminati.
That's not real, man.
What?
I think I think all these fucking wealthy elite people go to the same colleges, the same schools, the same institutions, right?
Yeah.
And then they're around each other long enough to have an ideology that they like subscribe to, and then those people end up entering into political offices, get appointed into positions of power.
Yes, they do.
And then next thing you know, you're just in a You're just in an echo chamber of people espousing the same goals and ideas and ideals that are detrimental to Americans.
And I also think the Illuminati's real. But yes, no, what you're saying.
Why do you think the Illuminati's real? I need to hear this.
I just feel like there's so many, like, I just watched so many videos about it and stuff like that where it makes sense.
You went down the YouTube rabbit hole. That's dangerous, man.
I did, but it convinced me. That I believe is real. Aliens are real. That's already been confirmed. So yeah. Also ghosts.
Yeah, but like I think ghosts are real, but like
they are,
and I don't think you need to be smart or have critical thinking skills. I think there are planes and dimensions that entities exist on, right? And I think every once in a while you get stuck in one or the other.
Oh yeah, the purgatory. You were in the wrong one. You didn't transition fully over. But tons of reasons why.
Yeah, man. That's why I don't go to spooky places, man.
It's real.
All right, that was a good episode.
I feel good about it.
All right, I'm going to edit this.